This video covers additional content from Lesson 3.5 that wasn't covered already in class, and it's more geared toward honors or advanced regular students. What you're going to want to do in number 1 and number 2, these are inequalities. And to do this by hand, it takes forever. So I highly suggest that you use Desmos when you solve these. So you just type this in exactly as it appears in Desmos, and then what it's going to do is it's going to give you something that looks similar to this. So you've got your X and your Y axis, and let's here, 1, 2, 3 here, and I need one more over here. So it's going to look something similar to this. You've got a -1, and it's going to have a little dotted line here, and at +2 here. And it's going to have all of this shaded in, okay? So what this is doing is it's shading in this interval between -1 and +2. And the reason why it shades it in is because that is the part of this cubic function that is greater than or equal to 0, okay? Now you also have a dotted line at +4, which that is not +4. Here it is. Okay, and that means that this is also greater than or equal to 0 when x is greater than or equal to 4. So this is, one more time, this is -1, +2, and 4. Now, obviously, this graph is not your answer. You're going to have to write it as an inequality. So here's what you're going to do. This is an AND statement. It's an AND statement because it's between two numbers on your interval. So it's going to be -1, +2, x is in the middle of those, and you're going to use less than or equal to. So that's your first one right here. So this represents this section. You can put or. This section over here, all of your x values that are greater than or equal to 4. Just kind of make a mental note that if it is equal to, it has to also contain equal to on your answers. All right, so question number 2 is the same way. Go ahead and type that in exactly as it appears on Desmos. And we're going to sketch what Desmos gives us. So this is -3. And then we're going to do, you're going to have like a dotted line right here. And that is at 1/2. That's a 1. And this is 2. That's your first shaded section, and then you have a dotted line here and everything to the left. So here is how you need to interpret. You've got two different parts, okay? So I'm going to do the blue part first. That is an AND, a compound inequality, and it goes between 1/2 and 2. So we're going to start out with 1/2 and 2. X is between those. Don't do equal to this time. It's just less than. Or the yellow section over here, x is less than -3. So what Desmos is showing you is that when x is less than 3, that's where your graph is negative. Also, it's negative between 1/2 and 2. So it's just showing you all of the x values where your cubic function is negative. And that is your final answer. So questions 3 and 4, what they do is they force you to work backwards. If you have zeros of -4, -2, and 5, what you can do immediately is you can write factors. So if you know these are solutions, then you know that x plus 4 is a factor, you know that x plus 2 is a factor, and you know x minus 5 is a factor. But here's the thing. If it says it's got a leading coefficient of 1, that makes your life easy. So you would have a 1 here in the front. If it was anything other than 1, you would have to write that number, and it just makes it a little bit more complicated. But that's pretty much how you set this problem up, is that you just work backwards, write the factors, and then it's going to be like in section 3.2 when you multiply. So multiply these two first, and then you're going to take this answer, multiply it times x minus 5, and then I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys work that out, but your final answer is going to wind up being x to the third plus x squared minus 22x minus 40. So work that out and just make sure that you're getting the same result as I do. So question number 4, same thing. They're making it easy on you. You don't have to multiply by anything at the beginning. You're just going to go straight into your factors, x plus 2, x minus 3, and x minus 6. And then once again, multiply those two together and then multiply your result times x minus 6. Y'all can go ahead and work that out on your own. And we wind up with x to the third minus 7x squared plus 36. And we're all done.